Hi, em xin chào tất cả các anh chị. Hello everybody. Today is the 7th of November and we're going to tell a story. This pain story has changed a lot of people's life and it shed light into what something happened to our life and how we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So are you ready? Let's get started. What is this? It's a pen. What do we use a pen for? To write. Now, there is a dog inside the room. I'm going to wave this in front of the dog. What does the dog do? Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct? The dog or the human? The answer is both correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, while for the human, this one is a pen to write. The dog is correct in the dog world, the human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson, both correct. Now, let's imagine that there is a table in front of me, so I'm going to put this thing on the table. And then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room, there'll be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? Is this still a pen or a chewing toy? Oh, it becomes almost nothing, and the ancient wisdom book calling this as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition. As we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life, just like Geshe Michael Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build a business with revenue of $215 million a year. He's also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the pen story, okay? So this thing is currently on the table. And when there's no human, no dog, or nothing to interact with, it comes back to a true sound, we call it the emptiness. But because it has the emptiness, it also has the potential of to become anything or anyone, depending on who is looking at this at the very moment. So that is our second lesson. Along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. Now, I see this as a pen. So does this pen coming from me, or does this pen coming from the thing itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if this thing is a pen, is then the dog or anything in this entire universe, we have to see it as what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind. And everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. We all agree that this pen is coming from my mind. So I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to pray this one become a diamond, okay? So please pray with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eyes. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? There are seed inside our mind that the ancient wisdom calls as karma. When we see something, the seed inside our mind pop up, open up, and cover this, and made us see it for what had been planted earlier into our mind. So who planted those seed into our mind then? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, and only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways: by our words, by our actions, by our thoughts, especially toward other people. So for instance, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I do this palm will open up and both me and my friend will see it and start living like in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen has been planted into my mind. And I pop up, open up, and cover this and made us see it for what had been planted earlier into our mind, which is a pen. And this is how a pen become a pen, or anything surround us become what and who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over 4 different lessons. The first lesson is both correct, so we learn to respect each other's opinion. We learn to, to respect each other's opinion, each other's choices. And if possible, we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. And the very important thing of this one is that in order for you to do that to other people, remember to do it to yourself first. Try to listen to yourself, understand yourself, respect yourself. Once you be able to do that to yourself frequently, fluently, that is when you be able to do it to other people. When you really, truly, and then you will truly get the benefit of that the first lesson, because the end result of the lesson is the happiness. It's also called the secret of happiness, because in the end, in any kind of relationship, we all long for being able to being, listened to, being understood, and being respected. The second lesson is, along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So we learn to trust our potential. We learn to trust the potential of everyone and everything surround us, and we learn to trust the potential of whatever happened to us. And I think in order for you to be able to see the potential, you actually have to acknowledge and understand the emptiness of everything or everyone, you know. And I think for you to do that, you have to practice lesson number one. Why? When you be able to listen to them, to understand them, to respect them. When you understand someone, to respect someone, that is when you start seeing their emptiness, what they truly are, when they don't interact with anyone, or their strength, their weakness. And then you be able to see what their capability, what their potential into different things with different peoples. So I think that's what the linkage between lesson one and lesson two is about. And then going to lesson number three is that everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind. So that we give three point. The first point being that, so when you see the potential of someone, right, you walk right straight toward that. You work, you just start planting those seeds, doing all the things that you can by your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, and making that become a seed in your mind. And when it become a seed in your mind, that is when you be able to make it become your reality. So that's the linkage between lesson number two and lesson number three. So you see something, you see the potential, and you work toward it to make that potential become the reality. And the second lesson, the second things from application for lesson number three is that, so for you to have the belief that whatever that you have in your mind, if you work into that, then eventually you're gonna have it in your head. And I think this is a very important lesson to encourage you. So to believe in yourself, to believe in everyone around you, and to believe in, you know, your vision and your mission. And the third lesson is that, even in the event of unwanted thing happen, we also know that this is partially because of what we were doing in the past, right? So we take full responsibility for whatever happened to us, and we stop blaming other people. We start taking charge of our life, because when we do that, we're actually feeling happier, because more freedom. Because in the end, we know that whatever happened to us, we can always change it into the direction that we would like to be. And the fourth lesson is, how to incorporate those lessons into our life so that we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So we're gonna first must know what we want to have in your life, right? Your dream life, which is lesson number two, right? And then after that, we start planting those seeds using your word, your action, your thoughts, your other people. That is lesson number three. So for instance, if you want to have happiness, then you plant the happiness seed using your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping other people to be happier. If you want to have prosperity, then you use your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping other people to get more prosperous. And just like that, whatever that you want, making sure that you use your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, and helping them getting whatever the seed that you're trying to plant. And the last thing that I would like to share with you all today is that I realized that, throughout the lesson, throughout the whole process of me telling with you the pin story, there's several moments that I blank out. It's not because it's not in my mind, it's just that my mind is wandering around. And that means that, and I just realized that, okay, so when you are not being mindfulness, you're mindful of whatever it is, then then it's just, even though that I've been telling the pain story several times, but then it's, you will stuck in a thing and you will like, what is going on? What am I doing? And then, but then thankfully, because I do it several times, so it's also kind of get into my mind. So that is the second lesson that is the lesson that I would like to share with you, is that first, being mindful of what you do, being mindful of what you do every moment of you doing it, is the way for you to be more, is the way for you to get more, uh, to get the best result what you are doing. But then, on the other hand, by being able to do it to a certain degree, if somehow you are not being very mindful, then the habit that you create sometimes will help you to go back to the right track. But then you have to come back to the mindfulness, and then and that is the way for you. Thank you everyone for listening to me today. Thank you, Ella, for coming with me in the 2000-day journey. And if by me sharing with you the pain story or my lesson is something good, I would like to dedicate that to my dearest family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my clients, to any living things in this world, any other words with love, wisdom, and gratitude. And then I also want to share the blessing with all the people who has been, or who has been suffering under the effect of the new typhoon. I hope that is one of the strongest typhoon in the world in 2025. So may them be safe and be safe and be full with be full, not going hungry or cold because of the weather. Thank you so much everyone for listening to me today, and I see you tomorrow. Bye bye.